All right, folks. Well, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers lose to the Buffalo Bills 24 to 18. The Bucs made it interesting in the end, but that's it. The Buccaneers fall to 3 and 4. The Bills move on to 5 and 3. And yeah, that's just the way it went. An ugly loss to an overall just ugly game. First half just it wasn't good. It wasn't good enough to win. And that's the way it is. Let's take a look real quick at I want to take a look at the stats to go over this real quick. First off, if you take a look here, this is the first thing I want to talk about, right? Score 0 in the first quarter, you score 0 in the third quarter, you're not going to win many games like that. You can't start off a first and second half that slow and expect to win a game. Right? Now they made it interesting at the end with a Mike Evans 24-yard touchdown. But you only scored 10 points through 3 quarters until 2.5 minutes left in the game. Right? Great job kind of getting some juice at the end. That's great. You've got to start better. First and foremost, you've got to start better. Point blank simple as that. Offensively, Baker actually finished the day relatively well. I mean, kind of relatively. Yeah, okay. 25 of 42, 237 yards, 2 touchdowns, sacked 3 times. Baker got hit a lot in this game. He really did. I don't put a lot of that on Baker. I mean, 10 quarterback hits. Come on. 10 quarterback hits is tough for any quarterback. 3 sacks for the Bills. I mean, again, that's tough for any quarterback. Baker was harassed throughout the day. I thought all things considered, I think that Baker did a pretty okay job. Brandon's, I see people say, padded by checkdowns. Hey, man, if checkdowns work, checkdowns work. It is what it is. I mean, again, if checkdowns work, then then that's not terrible in my opinion. Every quarterback can check down. It's just like how the quarterback sneak works for the Eagles. If it works, it works. I'm not going to doubt people for that. I don't think it's stat padding. It's just moving the football. Rachaad White actually ran the football well today. 9 carries for 39 yards, 4.3 yards per carry. Baker Mayfield had 3 carries for 19 yards. Chris Godwin had an end around for 14. Chase Edmonds had 3 carries for 5 yards. Then Keyshawn Vaughn had 1 carry for 1 yard. I want to see more of Chase Edmonds moving forward behind Rachaad White, just because I feel like he can do a better job. And I think that that's just a good thing for the run game, is to see more of Chase Edmonds moving forward. Adam Gonzalez, thank you for the $10 super chat. Are the Buccaneers going to be buyers or sellers at the deadline? I'm going to say probably neither. But just going to get back into the stats here. Thank you for the $10 super chat, by the way. Rachaad White was the top receiver today. 7 receptions, 70 yards, 7 targets. Chris Godwin, 5 catches, 54 yards, and a touchdown on 7 targets. Mike Evans, 3 catches, 39 yards, and a touchdown on 6 targets. Cade Otton had 4 catches for 27 yards. Trey Palmer had 3 catches for 22 yards. Raheem Jarrett had 1 really nice catch for 9 yards. Payne Durham had 1 target, and it was a drop. 2 things for this. Payne Durham had a drop, and Trey Palmer had a drop. The rookies just got to get better at catching those passes if they want to see more targets and opportunities later on down the line. And you got to get these 2 guys involved more. These 2. Got to get these guys more involved if you want to see sustained success in the passing game. The Bills, I think, did a pretty decent job in a lot of situations of covering up Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, but that's got to be better. Also, I see the chat talking about the last play of the game. Yeah, I mean, was there interference and holding there and whatnot? In my opinion, yes, but that shouldn't be what the game comes down to. The Buccaneers should be able to score more than 10 points before 2.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Point blank simple as that. You should be scoring more, or you shouldn't be having shutouts in the first and third quarter. That would help too. That would help your case a lot. Baker Mayfield had a fumble. It was a high snap from Robert Hainsey that he recovered. Devin Tompkins fumbled a punt return. He was able to recover it as well. Again, this game doesn't fall down to just one play or fall down just to one specific, guy per se. It's not just Baker Mayfield. He played better at the end of the game than he did in the first and third quarter for sure. But this whole offense has to execute better in the first and third quarters to start a football game. You have to. You can't be sitting there just plowing, just dry, uninnovative, unproductive offense until, there's 2.5 minutes left in the game. Let's go do this right now and score some points and at least make it look close. You're not going to win football games like that. You've got to execute throughout an entire game. You just do. And this offense has been incapable of doing that for 3 weeks in a row now. Lavonte David led the team with 14 tackles today. 1 tackle for loss. Ryan Neal, 13 tackles, 10 solo. Tough game for Ryan Neal. It just continues the trend. I mean, tough game for the whole defense, man. Devin White, 9. Look at how many guys had 4+ tackles in this game. Lavonte David, double-digit tackles. Ryan Neal, double-digit tackles. Devin White, 9. Jamel Dean, 8. Carlton Davis, 5. Shaq Barrett, 5. Anthony Nelson, 4. Antoine Winfield Jr., 4. It was a tough game for the defense, bro. 76 total tackles in today's game. 76. That's bad. And part of that's on the offense, right? Punting the football away as much as they did today. Anthony Nelson had 2 tackles for loss today. That was cool. Lavonte David had a tackle for loss. 2 passes defended by Jamel Dean. 1 by Carlton Davis. Quarterback hit by Anthony Nelson and a sack by Anthony Nelson as well. Antoine Winfield Jr. had a pass deflection that resulted in an interception for Will Golston, which I thought was great. Will Golston also had 2 passes defended of his own. Yaya Diaby had a sack today, a tackle for loss, and a quarterback hit. Good job to the young rookie there. Will Golston had that pick that we talked about. Chase McLaughlin was 1 of 2 for his field goals today. He did miss 1 earlier in the game. He's punting 6 times for an average of 50.8 yards, 1 touchback, 2 inside the 20. You punted 6 times, man. I mean, that's just not good. In comparison, by the way, we'll talk about the Bills in a second, but punted only 4 times. I know it's like, 2 punts, what's the big deal? But that matters, man. That's 2 extra times your defense is out there on the field versus what the Bills had to do. Josh Allen was efficient as can be. I mean, 31 of 40, 324 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. The Bills ran the football extremely well. James Cook had 4.8 yards a carry, 67 yards on 14 carries. Josh Allen had 7 carries for 41 yards and a touchdown. Khalil Shakir went crazy today, caught all 6 of his targets for 92 yards. Gabe Davis had 87 yards and a touchdown. I thought they did a decent job of containing Stephon Diggs as much as they could. 9 catches for 70 yards, and Dalton Kincaid had 5 catches for 65 yards. You had 4 guys on the Bills, though, go for 50-plus yards in this game. It's not good enough to win defensively either. That's not good enough. It's not good enough to win defensively either, pass defense-wise. You're giving up 324 yards passing. This isn't the first time this has happened this year either. I thought the Bills secondary played a really solid game. Terrell Bernard, 2 passes defended. Jordan Poyer, 2 passes defended. Christian Benford, 2 passes defended. Micah Hyde, 1 pass defended. Jordan Phillips, 1 pass defended. The Bills had 8 pass deflections today. 10 quarterback hits, 3 tackles for loss, 3 sacks. I thought all in all, Baker did a decent job. An okay job, okay? He wasn't great. He wasn't terrible, obviously. Again, the first and third quarter, absolutely not getting a single point in that first and third quarter. That's on the entire offense. You've got to do better than that, right? You've got to. Chase McLaughlin, by the way, missed a 50-yard field goal. It was blocked. Got to do better with that also. But, like, punt. Look at this first quarter, man. Punt, missed field goal, punt, field goal. When would they score a touchdown? Sorry, this was the second quarter. So your first quarter, you had a punt and a missed field goal. That's just not good enough. And then in the second quarter, you had a punt, a field goal, and a touchdown. Okay, things got a little bit better in the second quarter. Then you'd eventually punt again. How to start off the third quarter. Punt, punt, punt. 3 punts in a row after your defense forced 3 punts out of the Bills. And then you don't get a touchdown until you don't get a touchdown until you have this super duper long 17 play, 92 yards, 7 minute, 21 second drive left with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. You got to do better in the first and third quarter. Point blank, simple as that. I do want to look at time of possession because I feel like that matters also. Give me a minute if I can find it. Maybe they're not going to have it. I don't know. Give me one moment, folks. Let's see if we can find time of possession on here. Team stats. Here we go. Passing first downs. The Buffalo Bills had 25 to the Buccaneers 17. Third down efficiency. Bucs got to be better on third down. You can't be 4 of 15 and expect to win a lot of games. Bills were 7 of 13. Even if it's like 2 more third downs converted, you might be looking at a different ball game there. In terms of penalties, that's another thing. 11 penalties for 74 yards. The Bills had a lot towards the end of the game. Where's the discipline? This is the second time that you've had your team get near double-digit, if not double-digit penalties back-to-back games. You're not going to win football games with the lack of discipline like that. And then time of possession was actually pretty dead even, all things considered. But the Bills were just a little bit more efficient with what they were doing with the football. And a lot of that comes up to third down. A lot of that comes up to costly penalties. Point blank, this offense just continues to not be good enough whenever to start off first and third quarters. And the defense is getting tired. The defense is getting exhausted. And it's very noticeable. Again, you're shut out in the first quarter. You're shut out in the third quarter to start the first and second half. You ain't going to win many football games like that, man. Point blank, simple as that. So another tough loss here for the Bucs. It's 3-4. Now you got the Houston Texans, then the Tennessee Titans. We'll see what the Buccaneers can do. But, yet again, another ugly loss. I will say, good that this offense showed some signs of life to fight back, right? I will 100% give them credit for that. You got to be more consistent to start off your halves, both first and second half. And you've got to do a better job on third down. I mean, point blank, simple as that.